Someone's been chewing me cam lobes. Welcome to the episode, folks. In this episode, you'll see me work on the engine and put the whole thing together, and at the end, you'll see if it's a fail or it's a big tick. Just a few more dollars. This car, if it can get me 6 months, then I'm going to line up a new engine. I'll put a 350 in it or something. 350 Chev. It's got to be Chev powered. There's so many parts in the world for that. I noticed on the V6 L36 I couldn't even find a fuel pump. I couldn't even get injectors because they changed the number and they changed everything. I'm going to throw this on and I'm going to run it because I need to travel in it a little bit here and there. It's registered. You're paying for registration, you might as well drive it. And I'll just throw that John Deere bad boy off there and then we will drive it to a good place along the road and enjoy it. Just a diverse selection of tools here, folks. It is the shortest day of the year in the southern hemisphere. Every day after this it gets a little bit longer. See, we're doing it terrible with another blue sky. There. Sorry for the interruptions. Here, I'm working on the front of the engine and I'm just cleaning everything. We can make mistakes all the time, so we've got to double check things. Now, see this bearing, that's pretty average. Probably need to buy another one, but that's not going to happen this time. What I'm doing is scraping all the surfaces because there's a little bit of residue over from the gasket. This block gets that hot, it makes the gasket stick to the surface. And what I've used is a wood chisel, but I've used it on an oil stone, got it really smooth, right? And it doesn't, it's cast iron, so you just clean it all up and then we're going to put it together, folks. So we're going to watch how we put the camshaft in. We put the cog on, we line the marks up, top and bottom, and the marks line up like that. You can't get it wrong because that's the balance shaft up the top here. This is the balance shaft. It's not connected at the moment. It's just the balance shaft. It just sits in there, and someone said it doesn't do anything at the back. See there? See, it's got weights on it. See, that's half weighted, and here's half weighted, and they're cast, and it just goes in there, and the cam drives that, and it just balances the engine. I've never researched it. And then after that, we line this mark up, which is at 12 o'clock. See this gear that slides off, goes in the back there, 12 o'clock, and the other one at 6 o'clock. And there's your engine timed. Simple timing. Push rod engines, it's the best. I'm going to buy another push rod engine, mate. Mightn't have chrome bumpers, but it's a ute. It's a ute. In between time, I've made a pipe extension. There's a bit of leftover. What I did, that pipe was hanging off here. I cut it off and I sliced it up the middle, 4 spots, and I've reduced it to 82 mil. This is an 89. 82 is the ID, which is inside diameter, and I slid it in and welded that form there. And this is the extension for the carport. I'll just show you. Dumpy. Dopey. How friendly our buddy is. So that's a female magpie. We just fed it chicken. So this bit here is gonna slide in there, and I can always pin it with 4 countersunk screws down the bottom there, but this will be a tap fit. I'll take this hook off, and that hook's gonna go up the top there, and I'm gonna raise this one up and tighten it because I don't have enough room to put my turnbuckles on it to tension it. So I don't know what happened, but I'm going to take the cap off, slide it in, move this hook, so undo all those and then remount it. This is the timing cover gasket. Of course, I've got a new one in there, and what they gave also is a water pump gasket. So I pulled the water pump off just as well because the gasket had been botched up and it's had a new water pump on, I can tell, and they've used a big, like a chisel, but the big gouge marks in there. See that? See all those gouge marks? I didn't do that. I did mine with an oil stain. No gouges in that, folks. But this is the timing cover, so I'll put a new seal here and the new seal on the water pump, and the water pump's in good nick. So it just pays you to check it. See, this is called an impeller because it's inside, impeller, and it spins around nicely, see there? And that pumps your water around. So I'll clean all that out with a wire brush. All the holes in there, clean all that up. Just clean it up a bit in general. And then that goes on there. Look at that. Engineering, folks. And change the oil filter while I'm at it and clean the whole housing. You'll see the next bit, it'll be all cleaned up. I've been cammed out, so the expression says cammed out. Just having a break from the car, walk around the block here, and we see a lot of Angus cows right across there. Where we live, there's not many cows, but this guy seems to have done, because he's got recycled wastewater effluent. See on that sign there? Effluent. So what he does is pump all that water onto his fields to make it green. And there's more Anguses over there, more out the back, and there's more out the back that way. But see this fence here? Take note. Take note. There's kangaroo pooper here. This fence here is to stop the kangaroos jumping over. See that? All the way around there. He doesn't want kangaroos in his cow paddock because they eat the grass as well. And kangaroos are good and good animals, but sometimes there's too many and they become a nuisance, all right? So this keeps them out. And there's an electric wire there. If I hit that electric wire, that just keeps the cows off the fence, but it's this one he's keeping the kangaroos out of. Don't mind, it's just me. Here's the wallaby. Burn the midnight oil, folks. So here we have the brand new cam. Have a look how M&W engines in Ballarat. They did this for me. $200. This is a different one. It's all ground. It's beautiful. And this has got to last us a couple of years in this car. Got to coat it with all oil and then slide it in. Slide it in here. Nice, that's where it goes. Happy days, happy days, happy days, happy days, happy days. I'm gonna get it in, into the car, into the VS Ute. So we're gonna get it in, folks. Wish me luck. Gonna have oil on it everywhere. All right. Don't think there's enough oil in the can. Yeah, like that. Got to get it on everywhere. There you go. More oils and goils. Have a look at the lumps on it. Right. Go. Put a bit more on now. And then a cover plate goes on there, and then another gear goes on there. Really easy to do, it's only a few bolts. This is the bolt that I worked out. I'll probably put it on the screen. The hex of this is like a 28mm. Who's got a 28mm socket? It's like 27.994. What a weirdo size. There you go. It goes in there like that, the bolt. But I need a plate on first, and then I need the gear, and I've got to line the gear with the indentations or the marks. I'm just putting the bolt in so I can lift the cam up a bit. Oh yeah, it's better. There we go. Now Now what holds the cam in, don't know what holds it in. It's the lifters. On the end of the old cam is the key. You got to keep that. Whoops. That's the neighbours, I think it is. Cookie. So here's the key. We've got to put the key in the new cam. This is the old cam. This is the chewed up one. This is the one from the front. See the damaged one? Don't know if that's the problem. Yeah, the whole cam's down. Lobe. These are the lobes, and these are the bearings. So it's pretty flogged out. See, all these are all chewed up. Someone's been chewing me cam lobes, and that one's pitted. That was from all these black marks. That's from rust, sitting in a paddock for long times. The cam in there, before I put the timing chain cover, it has a timing chain, but it's very small, and it does have a tensioner, folks. And see how much the majority of work that I'm doing here was cleaning. So if I ever repair this engine again, it's already clean. I've done the hard work. So here's the timing cover. There's a new seal I knocked in. So easy, because they have this ring on the outside. You just get a flat piece of wood. I did it on the time lapse, but I lost the time lapse. Yeah, there's my water pump. Just have to tighten it up. 18 foot-pounds on them. Right, that's in. Timing case, oil filter, there it is, nice and clean. So it's all clean, because you get a lot of gunk down the bottom here, and that. There's your oil galleries. The gasket will cover that. I was just jumping the gun a bit, but you know, one thing I forgot, which was good that the camera person did come out and point the proverbial, is this camshaft bolt has to be done up. Remember, that's a 28mm, that one. Who's got a 28mm socket? No. And that was this British standard 11/16 and 5/8 Whitworth. I've already mentioned that, but for the viewers who just forgot, 5 minutes ago, just forgot, there it is again. So, and I had a look up at the equivalents, and it's around about 28. It's not an inch and an eighth. Someone said an inch. It's too sloppy. 2 inch and an eighth. Someone said an inch and an eighth. No. And here we go. See. So what I've got to do is I've got to wrap it. I don't know how to lock it and torque it, so I better go look at the book. I think it's Smoko. I'm gonna have Smoko, folks. It's Smoko. Like we did last summer, we're going to have Smoko. And what are we going to have today? I just went up to the bakery. Someone sent me up there bread rolls, a loaf of bread, and 3 donuts. I don't usually, folks. You think I'm eating donuts every day? You think I do? Well, can't tell you the exact amount. Wax Bakery, it's called. Wax. It says you have to torque this main bolt. See, I've got the mark there. Main bolt 80 pounds. Then you have to pull it 90 degrees. And this is my configuration. I've just got an Aldi sash clamp. I've got a Holden tool. That was from England. Cheap as chips, that one. And what I did is I cut the legs off and clamped it in there so it wouldn't move. And this is how I did it. What you have to do, you have to pull it 90 degrees. Now that line there was up round the other way, so I've already done it 90, but I'll show you how much force you have to put on it. Have a look at me. And it held it. Yes! The biggest obstacle is overcome. We're overcoming. This is play school, folks. I've put the main engine, haven't put the auxiliaries on. So what we're after is the oil light to go out. Switch the fan off. See that red light, that has to go out. That's oil pressure, all right? Ready? The middle one. The dog hasn't gone out. Maybe there's no oil in it. We lost a lot of oil. Oh! Just blowing the radiator out. Look at the dust coming out. I should pressure wash it, but not today, man. Yep, got all pressure. That's amazing. That's amazing. I've got all pressure. Now, I've just got to check the... so I can put this inlet on now. Spark plug's in. We can start it. Right, you have to wipe it. Then you have to check it. In, 1, 2. Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah, nice. Nice, man. That's 5 litres. That pipe on, 6 spark plugs. We're going to try it. And then I'm going to have the hose keep filling it up. Water, mate, water. All right, here goes. Runs better already. Have a look at it. That was the lifters. Have to get oil in them. Mate, that's the best it's ever idle. Pete's not. I'll put water in it. Right, folks, as you can hear it running, I went out the back and listened to the exhaust. There's no lump anymore. It's running beautiful and smooth. I put 5 litres of oil in it, brand new oil filter, the cam. Well, I don't know if they do a cam burn, but it's running perfect. We've solved the problem. There's a camshaft all along. Yeah, $200 camshaft. Thanks for watching the episode, folks. It is good news. It is really good news. You see a smile on the dial. Yeah, a little bit rushed this week. Only could work on it on the weekend, but had a great time, and I hope you really join in on the next one, folks. It's Smoko. Like we did last summer, we're going to have Smoko.